Hello everyone, this is Caps907 and I'm here with a new video about the Tomorrow Children. This guide will show you what to do in your first arrival in a new town and all of the things you can do during your stay in town. I won't show islands gameplay, I will show them later in a new video, but I'm just talking about, this is a quick introduction for the towns you are going to visit and for all the things you can do in the city. So let's start immediately talking about coupons. As you could see maybe during your gameplays, coupons are the basic units for currency in the game. So they are used to buy whatever tool or whatever thing you need in the city. You can exchange them in the shops around the town to buy your tools, to buy new equipment. How can you earn coupons in the game? Whatever you do in the game will be rewarded with coupons. So I'm talking about everything you can do in the game, but everything that is in some way useful for the city, for the, let's call it, society of the game. So whenever you put a resource in the correct area, whenever you heal a companion, whenever you build something, repair something or kill an enemy, you will be rewarded with experience and coupons. I'll talk about experience and the upgrades of the power-ups you can obtain for your character in another video, so stay tuned guys. We are going to talk about all of the jobs you can do in the city for now. And I'm starting with the most intuitive thing to do when you arrive in a town. And the first thing you are going to think about is going to see which resources are needed in town. So to see which resources are needed in town, you can press the L3 button, the left analog stick. From the top you can see food, crystals, metal, coal, wood, population level, and electricity at the end. So talking about all of these things, let's just start with food. When you put food on the storage, you can see it transforms into crates. Talking about food, I think this is one of the most important things to have in town, because whenever you go to level, whenever you don't have food in your city, the population starts to leave the town. So to maintain a certain level of population, you have to maintain a certain level of food. And if you press the options button, you can even see the amount of food needed every day in the town. So the food is, you can provide food to the town, obviously going to the islands and dig for it. But during your stay in town, you can take food from the trees already planted in town. So when you're exploring the various towns, I suggest you to choose a town that has already a little forest in it, because going to the islands to take food, it's not so effective. In fact, I was suggesting you to search for a town, or at least to go in a town that has already a lot of food, so you can use, in each town, you can use the workbench to plant your own trees, to plant trees around the town. And I think that is one of the most important things to start a town. Because, as you can see during your gameplay, a lot of food is needed, and when your population grows, you need more food, so I just suggest you to provide at least a little forest in the town, so when the forest is grown, you can see the trees producing apples. But you have even to remember to shake them and take those apples and put them in the storage, because the trees don't automatically put them in the storage. So you have to do it manually. And this job is always rewarded with coupons. Okay, the second on the list is crystal. Crystal is a metal that you can find on dead enemies, so you have to fight to take it. But I'm not talking too much about the crystal because I didn't find any way of using it for now, and I think it will become useful later, maybe in the late gameplay of the game. So for now I'm just taking it if there is a chance. So let's go immediately to the next one. The next one is the medal. The medal is this orange, this brown-orange thing here. And you can find a lot of metal veins on the islands. So you have to go out and take it. But you can stay in town and wait for the others to put it on the bus from the island and take it and store it in the town storage. The metal is used to build a lot of things, so it's always needed in town. And I don't think this is a rare resource. I can find a lot of metal around in my gameplays, so let's pass to the next one. The next one is the coal, and I think this is one of the most important resources after food in the game. Why this? Just because coal is always used to build things. We'll see them in the workbench guide later. It is even burned in the city forge to produce electricity, and it's the only resource that do a lot of electricity in town. Yeah, because the metal and the crystal are not worthy to be burned in the electric forge. I don't know how to call this building here, I'll find out later. Let's see. So I suggest you to bring a lot of coal in town and to store it, obviously to store it in the town storage, but even to keep it for when you need electricity and you don't want to do that fucking minigame that I already hate. I will let you see that later when we are talking about electricity. And the coal is this black thing here. You can find it in the islands in the form of veins, like metal. You can recognize them because they are black. The next is wood. Wood is used a lot in the town if you are under attack because it is consumed for repairing buildings, and you always need it. Trust me. To obtain wood, you can go to the island, of course, but you can even take it from the trees in the town. But I don't suggest you to do that because I suggest you to keep the trees just for the apples, just for the food. So anyway, this is a resource well needed in town, so you have to maintain it above a certain level to be sure to repair the buildings. The next one is the population level. The population level is increased by Matryoshka's dolls. Matryoshka's dolls that can be found in the islands. I will talk about them later too. And the population continuously grows if you put the Matryoshkas from the bus to the rescue apparatus. That is where Matryoshka dolls can be resurrected into NPCs. Into NPCs that are inhabitants of the town and go around, and they'll go around and talk about I don't know what. The last resource you can see from the list is electricity. Electricity, I think, is the most annoying thing for towns. To produce electricity, the easiest way, but even the most annoying, is to go in this facility here. I don't know already the game, and you start running like a motherfucker. Yeah, this is the most annoying thing in the game. I hope they will update this thing because this is for real the most annoying thing in the game. As you can see, you have just to maintain the line between that space so you can produce the maximum electricity you can. And trust me when I say that electricity is never enough if produced with this method. You will get tired of it so soon. So the second method for me is the best, and it consists of burning resources. If you run low on electricity and it reaches the zero level, the town will stop working. This means that the shops will close, the lights will turn off, and this will be your nightmare when the night is approaching, because you can even die in your city. And even the lights that you produced and took with you in the islands stopped working. So I think that at least one person for each town needs to stay there and do his job to maintain at least the food level and the electricity level in a good shape. Another important role, or another important job in the city is to defend it. Yeah, because at the start of the game you can't buy weapons, you can't buy shotguns, you can't buy rocket launchers. So the only way to defend yourself is to stay close to the city and hope that the town has already some turrets in the surrounding. Using turrets to eliminate the enemies, the icebergs, is always rewarded with coupons and experience, so you can do that too. You can specialize even your character to be a soldier, but I'll discuss about it in another video, where I'll be focused on the building tree, on the skill tree, and on all of the things you can improve and upgrade when you level up. I will close this video with a little suggestion. If you want to enjoy for real the game, I suggest you to go to towns where at least are working already 10 comrades there. Because playing alone or playing with just 2 or 3 people in town, I have to say it's just impossible to maintain the city running. So I suggest you to find cities that has at least maybe even 8 or at least 10 players in it, 10 comrades already playing. So you can see that you can help each other. There will be comrades on the island that will work to dig resources and fight the enemies, and they will put resources in the loading area, so the workers in town can wait for them, store them in the city, while someone is producing electricity and someone else is watching the skies, the void, to see if there are enemies approaching, and one other can focus on building, one other can focus on shaking trees to find food. So yeah, there are a lot of things that can be done in the town, and I have to say that I have played a bit this game, and sometimes I just played for hours staying in the town without even going out once. I hope you found this guide interesting. I hope you learned something new today. And yeah, it was just a quick guide about the town and the town gameplay. I will focus later on all of the weapons, all of the licenses. I will do shorter videos about them. I think the next one is about going out and take resources from the islands and the survival there, because I think that is the real gameplay of the game. As always, I hope I didn't bother you too much with my English, with my bad English, guys. And yeah, this is Caps907, your Italian friend, making English videos, and it has no sense like the world we live in. So, see you in the next video, and remember, work hard for your city.